Far more than we think. Making Sense of Spirituality by Angelo. Chapter 54. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. The greatest of all the paradoxes of spirituality is that the wonderful treasure within each of us is not something that we can force into being. Spirituality is a consciousness that we allow to emerge, rather than a set of goals we can achieve. We're so used to making things happen in our lives that it comes as a bit of a shock when we fully grasp the idea that the biggest prizes in life do not come as a result of effort or willpower. We really do have all of the blissful attributes of spirit inside each of us, and our task is simply to get out of our own way. We cannot do this just by thinking about it or willing it to happen. In order to reveal the beauty within, we will need to undertake spiritual practice, so the barriers that keep the light buried deep within are gradually removed. It's the absence of the negative that brings about the change, rather than the acquisition of the positive. If we are fully able to see the powerful truth in this simple idea, we will be well on the way to stepping out onto our own individual spiritual path, or perhaps be able to stay more closely to the path that we've already begun to travel. One way to demonstrate this idea of emergence is to set out a series of statements that repeatedly highlight the same crucial point. They don't require explanation, but each reveals the exquisite truth that what we seek lies not in what we can get hold of, but in letting go of what we cling to. Absence of the negative leads to the positive. Happiness is the absence of unhappiness. Joy is the absence of suffering. Freedom is the absence of limitation. Serenity is the absence of anxiety. Peace is the absence of conflict. Acceptance is the absence of resistance. Gratitude is the absence of envy and greed. Surrender is the absence of self-will. Humility is the absence of arrogance and righteousness. Forgiveness is the absence of judgment. Compassion is the absence of blame. Unconditional love is the absence of conditions and expectations. Security is the absence of insecurity. Health is the absence of illness and disease. Abundance is the absence of lack. Fulfillment is the absence of emptiness. Awareness is the absence of denial. Sobriety is the absence of addiction. Sanity is the absence of insanity. Detachment is the absence of attachment. Selflessness is the absence of selfishness. Honesty is the absence of dishonesty. Togetherness or oneness is the absence of separation. Progress is the absence of stagnation. Being is the absence of doing. Now is the absence of the past and the future. Presence is the absence of absence. Silence is the absence of noise. Light is the absence of darkness. Love is the absence of fear. Faith is the absence of doubt. Spirituality is the absence of ego. Wisdom is the absence of knowledge. Well, that last one may seem a bit strange. I always thought wisdom was knowledge, but now I see that it's the wise man who knows that he does not know. There is truth far deeper than knowledge. None of us really know. I certainly don't. I have gained some wisdom along the way, but I will never know. The journey of discovery and creation is never ending, and we will always remain teachable. What I do know is that spirituality is natural and resides within all of us. It will rise up from within if we each make the decision to allow it to. Spirituality is the absence of ego, and spiritual perfection is therefore the perfect absence of self. The spiritual journey is to gradually shake off the ego, but my experience is that it never really lets go. The path is full of obstacles, some bigger than others, and each challenge or upset is an opportunity to return to ego or to learn a little bit more about spirituality. The ego will always try to take back control of situations, and it will look for any solution other than spirituality, because spirituality takes away the fear that the ego needs in order to thrive. Self-awareness can be painful at times, and it may well take great courage to keep pushing ahead in the face of life's challenges. The truth, though, is that there are no real problems in the world other than our own resistance to what is. Accidents happen, injustices befall us, people get sick and pass away, natural disasters occur, and man-made crises blight us. Spirituality helps us to see that there is a silver lining in every cloud. Absence may make the heart grow fonder, but the absence of ego will allow the spirit to rise and the heart to sing like never before. It seems that being absent-minded is not such a bad thing after all.